Hi everyone, my name is Gianfranco Romani and I'm going to present the challenge sponsored by Translated, which is about machine translation. As you all know, translation can be done in several ways, one of which, the classic way, is by hiring human translators. This professional can achieve high quality in translation, but they're also very expensive, and also it's time-consuming to translate a lot of documents or very long texts. So, on the other hand, we can use automatic tools to perform translations. These methods are quicker, they are cheaper, but they are not as accurate as when we are hiring human translators, especially if we care about consistency constraints for style, domain, or terminology. Our sponsor, Translated, which is a big player in the field, developed an approach called ModernMT that solves all these problems. This approach, which is a mixed approach, is based on a neural network that I think you all know, Transformers, which was designed by Lucas Kaiser, a Pi School mentor and also a researcher for OpenAI. On top of this model, they're using human to further improve the translation and bring them to the next level, as a professional translator will do. But this approach is from 2017 and Translated as an innovative company that is always seeking for state-of-the-art approaches. And so we are looking at new models that are updated, which are the large language models. You all know about Llama, Bloom, and so on. These models are really good in general purpose tasks, in natural language general tasks, but also they are really good in specific tasks like translation. I think you know ChatGPT at this point if you're here, and we can use ChatGPT, for example, to perform translation. To do so, we are using an instruction called prompt, which is, in this example, is very simple. So we are just telling the model that you want to translate from English to Italian. The translations are quite good, but this is not enough for us. We can improve the results of the translation of these models by improving the prompts. So we have to be smart about how we design the prompts. The first idea we had was to use examples in the prompts. So we are adding high quality translations as examples. In this way, the model can have a comparison, can use this high quality translation to perform high quality translations. But we can even improve this approach. We got inspired by the paper published last month by our mentor, Yasmin, and the key idea of this paper is to be smarter about the examples we are using. So if we start from a pool of examples of sentences that are taken from several domains, we can use sentence transformers, so a deep learning model, to retrieve the sentences that are closer for meaning and domain to the one we want to translate. In this way, the model can learn even more how to follow the constraints for consistency, style, and domain and terminology and so on, and the performances are much better. So we designed a pipeline for all these approaches. The pipeline we are proposing is model agnostic. That means that it does not depend on the model. So if one day, maybe 1 month from now or 1 year away from now, a company releases a new model which is way better than the one we are using, we can still use the pipeline we designed and developed. In this way, we can use all the prompting techniques we design, and the performances are going to be better. During these 8 weeks, we tested the pipeline on 2 models, GPT-3 and GPT-3.5. As you can see, the performances are improving. So we started from GPT-3, then we have GPT 3.5 with random example, and then the second idea, so using fuzzy matches, which are the examples similar to the sentence you want to translate. And for all the metrics we have used, the results are improving. But our approach is just not good, it is also cheap. So if we are translating 1,000 words, which are more or less 50 sentences, our pipeline will cost 200 times less compared to a translation performed by just humans. And you can imagine this scale. So if we are translating not just 50 sentences, but a lot of documents, the difference is really important. So we think that translated with ModernMT can use large language models to improve translations and help even more translators in their work. And so in that way break down the language barriers that are still present in our world. The team that work on this challenge is composed by Madi, Marco and me, Gianfranco. Unlike large language models, where, as I showed you before, similarity was the key to improve performances, in our case was diversity. Diversity was the strength that led to the success in this challenge. I would also like to thank our mentor, Yasmin, that helped us a lot to use techniques that were proposed 1 month ago, that are state-of-the-art and work on this and use these models. Our coach, Francesco, and the stakeholder, Davide. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Gianfranco. And I think I want to hand it over to Davide for a comment on this challenge.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Davide. As you've seen, I'm the stakeholder of this project. I'm the director of AI engineering here at Translated, and I mainly work at ModernMT, our machine translation technology. So I just want to take 1 minute of your time just to give you the right. I would like to give you the right context and of what we are now, what is happening, and why this is so important for our industry. To me, it's rare to be able to witness an epochal change in your field. And this already happened twice in my career. So machine translation started with rule-based system, where you literally have to specify how to transform one word to the other. It was a very long time ago. Probably I was still studying in my high school or something like that. Then statistical engines came, and where basically they started to understand that it's not about rules, but just observing the data is the key part. And but no neural machine translation at all. They're just custom models created, even language models created to try to put the statistics under the service of machine translation. And then happens 5-6 years ago about that everything changes. Neural machine translation came to the world, and in just few minutes, anything before that technology was like light years behind. It was not even. It was really amazing to witness something like that. And with ModernMT, we had built our solution with statistical machine, of course, machine translation, and then we rapidly tried to implement everything back to neural machine translation. That was huge, and this is, to me, seems like the next big thing about natural language processing and AI, I would say AI in general. So this is going to be something that probably you will tell your children. Yeah, I was there when that happened. So this is really amazing. We are in Translated. We are working into trying to bring this power to our translators. So we want to create products that are meant to support them, make them more efficient, and be smarter and smarter, way smarter than machine translation right now, for example. So this is what we are working under the hood, and one very last note is about yesterday we released a huge thing for Modern MT, because we are covered for the first time in the language industry 200 languages in a business solution. So it means that we can currently serve 200 languages with our real-time adaptive machine translation, and all our translators from all around the world can start using right now. So thank you all for this time.